Okay, Assalamu alaikum. So today we are going to discuss the short answer questions of Pride and Prejudice. So let's start. First, I write the name of Jane's most famous novel. Pride and Prejudice is the name of Jane's most famous novel. What does Pride and Prejudice portray? It portrays life in the gentle rural society of the day. When was the original version of Pride and Prejudice written and under what title? It was written in 1796 to 1797 under the title of First Impression. काफ़ी दफ़ा MCQs में इसका टाइटल जो है वो पूछा जाता है कि प्राइड एंड प्रेजुडिस का इसके अलावा और कौन सा टाइटल है. फर्स्ट इम्प्रेशन फर्स्ट टाइटल था इसका. What is the limitation of the novel Pride and Prejudice? The novel is confined to the subject matter and never touches the events and circumstances of the day. What is the sole quality of Jane Austen? We read in the novel. The weapons of irony is used by Austen as a sole quality in the novel. How does the novel open? The novel opens with the comment of Austen. It is truth universally acknowledged that a person with a good fortune must be in want of a wife. What was the name of Austen's father and what did he deals in? Her father's name was George Austen and he was the rector of the local parish. Where did Austen get her early education? Austen was taught largely at home due to her limited activities outside the house. Her novels are restricted to a few areas. Write down the names of at least 3 novels written by Austen. The novels by Austen are Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, Mansfield Park, Emma Abbey, and Persuasion. What are the limitations of Austen? Write at least 3. Jane Austen restricted her novels to a single theme, marriages. She never touches the event of the day, that is Napoleon War, in her novels. Men never found but in women's company. Why Darcy is so proud? Darcy is proud of his noble family background. His proud can be judged when he says about Elizabeth, reasonable but not handsome enough to dance with. How does Elizabeth catch his attraction? Elizabeth rejects Darcy's offer of marriage and tells him that she is not a cheap thing. Who did elope with Lydia? Wickham eloped with Lydia and they got married when Darcy forced Wickham to do so. Why did Darcy make a visit to Netherfield? Darcy's best friend purchased an estate near Bennet's, which caused frequent visits of Darcy to Bennet's. What is the opinion of Mrs. Bennet's to their daughters? They are of the view that their daughters must visit the party and should try to choose suitable fellows. How many daughters had Mr. Bennet? He had 5 daughters: Jane, Elizabeth, Lydia, Mary, and Catherine Bennet. Who is Mrs. Bennet? Mrs. Bennet is Bennet's wife. She is foolish, noisy woman whose only goal in life to see her daughters married. What did role the Darcy's letter play in the novel? Darcy's letter played a vital role in the plot of the novel because when Elizabeth read it, she comes to know that Darcy is not proud, rather he had saved her family honor. Why does Elizabeth visit Bingley House? Elizabeth is there to attend her ill sister. This helps her to make a good understanding between her and Darcy. What do you know about Collins? Collins is a clergy, a stupid fellow. He is worse combination of snobbish and obsequious. What do you know about Mr. Wickham? Mrs. Wickham is Mr. Wickham is handsome as fortune person and a military officer who escapes with Lydia and marry her later. Elizabeth likes him to marry, but later she comes to know reality. Who is Catherine? Charlotte Lucas. Charlotte is Elizabeth's best friend and is in need of a comfortable home. She declares that the only wish of her is to get a comfortable home after her marriage, not a handsome fellow. What did happen when Lady Catherine tried to get Darcy away from Elizabeth? When Lady Catherine tries to get Darcy away from Elizabeth, she rather helped them to be closer to each other. What is most striking incident in the novel? The most striking incident in the novel is the elopement of Lydia with Wickham. Where do Mr. and Mrs. Bennet live? Mr. and Mrs. Bennet live at Longbourn. What does happen when Mr. Bingley lives near Bennet House? Mrs. Bennet starts seeing the dream of marriage of one of her daughter with Mr. Bingley. She asks her daughter to take interest in him. Okay, let's stop here. ऐसा करते हैं, आज हाफ कर लेते हैं, हाफ कल कर लेंगे क्योंकि इसके भी 40 अबव कुछ शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस हैं, वीडियो ज़्यादा लंबी हो जाएगी. ओके, अल्लाह हाफिज़. स्टे ट्यून फॉर द नेक्स्ट पार्ट and subscribe my channel.